It's Anne. I'm back today with 50 more preposition combinations that you absolutely need to know. The first is recover. Which one follows recover? Is it recover about, recover from, or recover with? If you guessed recover from, you're correct. For example, it took her a week to recover from her illness. Our next word is related. This is an adjective. Related. After related, we use to. For example, Edith is related to Mary. They're sisters. Our next one is stare. Stare with our eyes. We stare at something. The two co-workers stared at each other angrily but refused to speak. Stare. It can be a little bit rude, but you're looking at somebody really intensely or closely with a lot of attention. Busy. After busy, we can use with. Tanya is busy with her family most of the time. Help. Here I'm going to use help with. For example, could someone please help Tanya with the kids once in a while? Congratulate on. For example, I want to congratulate you on your recent promotion. Accustomed. Accustomed. This is another adjective which ends here in ed. Accustomed. Accustomed to. When I first moved to Houston, I was not accustomed to the hot weather. It took me some time, but now I'm used to it, or I'm accustomed to it. It's not new and strange for me anymore. Suffer. This is a verb. After suffer, we use from. For example, my mother suffers from terrible migraines. Associate. Another verb, associate. Associate with. Smoking is associated with a higher risk of most cancers. Retire. Retire. When you've finished working, you are ready to retire, and we can say retire from. After many years, my uncle retired from his job. All of his coworkers had a big party for him. Dressed. Dressed in. The bride was dressed in white. She was wearing white. Protect. Protect from. The guard dog faithfully protected the house from burglars, from robbers. Concentrate. Concentrate. Concentrate on. It's hard for me to concentrate on what you're saying. Allergic. Allergic to. I'm allergic to spring flowers. It makes me sneeze. What about comment? Which one would you use after the verb comment? You're going to comment on something. For example, the reporter here might ask, is there anything you'd like to comment on for this report? Convinced. Convinced. Convinced of. After he explained the story, we were convinced of his innocence. In other words, we believed him, and we believed strongly that he was innocent. The next word is immune. This is an adjective. Immune. Immune to. The children received a polio vaccine when they were young, so they were immune to polio after that. This means they could not get it. They were protected. Excel. This can be a verb. This is a verb, excel. This is a trick question here. We can excel at or excel in, and both of them are correct. For example, she excelled at sports. She also excelled in school. For either one of those, I can say excel at or excel in, and it's the same thing. Choose. Choose from. There are so many shoes to choose from. It's hard to know which ones to choose. It's like a tongue twister. Shoes to choose from. Rely. This is a verb, and I will use it with on. When life is hard, we rely on our friends and family to help us. Generous. This is an adjective, generous. You can be generous with something or generous with someone. Shirley is generous with her time and her money. She gives to people who need help, and she helps a lot. Smile. At. The baby in this picture is smiling at the doll. Full. Full of. This field is full of flowers. Here's a verb, graduate. You will graduate from something. She will graduate from college next year. Terrible. You can be terrible at something. For example, I'm terrible at math. Specialize. This is a verb, specialize. You can specialize in something. For example, when Renee was in law school, she decided to specialize in tax law. So she decided to focus mostly on tax law, learn most about tax law. Laugh. Laugh about. The vacation was horrible, but we were able to laugh about it later. Let's look at this verb again. Laugh. Now, from these choices, laugh at. I think those people were laughing at me, and that made me feel bad. So we can laugh about something funny, but we can also laugh at a situation or a person. And if somebody laughs at you, then that's probably going to feel bad to you. Sure. This is an adjective. Again, this is another trick one. If you're having a difficult time deciding between A and B, both of them are correct. You can be sure about something and sure of something. It's the same thing. Like this student is sure of the answer. She knows it's correct. This is a verb. It means to give more information about something. Elaborate. And I can elaborate on. For example, in your essay, you need to give your opinion and elaborate on it. You need to give more information and more details. Base. Base on. For example, based on the symptoms that the patient described and what the doctor observed, the doctor recommended antibiotics. Comply. This is a verb. Comply with. You're going to comply with something. For example, the workers must comply with the company rules. In other words, they must obey them. They must follow the company rules. Dedicate. Dedicate to. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. dedicated his life to fighting for equality. Grateful. You're going to be grateful for something. I am very grateful for your help with the project. Thank you so much. Disappointed. This one, again, has two possibilities. You can be disappointed in and disappointed with, like I'm disappointed with my grade on the test. I'm disappointed in myself too. I should have done better. So we can use either one, with or in, after disappointed. Know. You can know about something. For example, my mom doesn't know anything about her surprise birthday party. It's going to be a big surprise. Result in. We tried to talk to my brother about his new girlfriend, but this just resulted in a big family argument. Ready for. Are you packed up and ready for school? After done, we're going to use with. Means the same as finished. I'm all done with my homework for tonight. Acquainted. This means that you know someone or something a little bit. Doesn't mean you know it very well. You can be acquainted with. For example, I look forward to getting acquainted with my new coworkers. I look forward to meeting them and learning about them a little bit. Resign. Similar to retire, this is also resign from. The politician resigned from his job because of the scandal. Compare. Compare to and compare with. This means the same thing. Again, we can say I compared my house to my friend's house and I decided that I like hers better. Same thing, I can say I compared my house with my friend's house. And those two would have the same meaning. Identical. This is an adjective. After identical, I can use to. My mom's house is almost identical to my aunt's house. But there's a small difference. Can you see what the difference is here? Arrive. This is a tricky one. People ask about this all the time. We can arrive at or arrive in, but we don't arrive to. So I can say I arrived in Houston at 8 o'clock. I'm going to use in with like a large area. We arrived at the hotel at 9:30. So I'm going to use at with a specific destination. I'm thinking of it as a smaller place like a hotel, but in I'm using with the city or the region or the larger area. Conscious. Conscious. Similar to aware, like you're thinking about, you have some idea about something, you're going to be conscious of. It's important to be conscious of people's time when you hold a meeting. Don't let your meeting go too long or people will be unhappy. Fond. This means you like something. You like it, makes you happy. Fond of something. For example, I'm very fond of chocolate ice cream. I like it. Count. Count on. Just like rely on, it means the same thing here. Like I'm moving next weekend and I am counting on my friends to help me. I know that they will help me and this is really important to me. Kind. Kind to. Mark is very kind to animals. Object. Object. Many people objected to the rule that required people to wear masks. Didn't like it. Finally, willing. This is an adjective. Willing to. I don't know how to ice skate, but I'm willing to try. I am okay and ready to try this thing. If you would like even more help with your English, be sure that you download our free ebook, 3 Tips for Great Writing from College Professors. And if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. Thanks so much and I'll see you next time.